Right.
Yeah. But if it's guy and 2 girls, that's a little harder, I think. I like 2 guys, 1 girl.
Oh.
Yeah, because you know, like I told my buddy who was on the podcast, I was like, 2 girls is like 2 ice cream cones on a hot day. Licking here, licking there. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. Yeah, like,
back to the ice cream.
this one's dripping. I'm not going over there.
Straight
I'm not
back
going
to the
this
ice
one.
cream.
It's just like, man, I'm putting in a lot of work.
Welcome to Secrets of a Sugar Daddy. Here's your host, Marcus.
Welcome to another episode of Secrets of a Sugar Daddy, the #1 sugar dating podcast in the world, where we pull back the curtains on the good, the bad, and Vivian, the absolutely most shocking stories of sugar dating, right, Vivian?
Yep.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Hey, it's been a while since we've seen you.
It has.
And boy, do I have questions.
Oh, Lord.
And we are going to get into some things. But first, we got to welcome everybody else in the room. Kevin.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody. I'm back again. I can't believe they invited me back.
I can't believe it. I'm back again.
Yeah, here you are. And Miss Lilly.
Hello, friends.
Is fresh off of 53 years old.
Yes.
Looking lovely.
53 and feeling frisky.
Getting more compliments than ever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're looking better and better with age.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm Benjamin Button.
Yeah. Reverse aging. Yeah.
Yeah.
There
Yep.
we go. So, Vivian, let's get caught up with you. How's your sugar dating? I see you still on the site, but you have a regular?
Yes. Well, you've met Ryan.
Ryan.
Ryan came on the show.
Yeah.
So that's been still an ongoing thing.
What's the status here? You guys started out so hot and heavy. And a couple episodes ago with my sugar baby,
Yeah.
Alejandra, we talked about how slow we took ours and how it's building slowly.
Yep.
And
We went opposite.
yours went rocket
0 to
speed.
100. 0 to 100. We got back from Hawaii. I went to Hawaii actually a couple times, which I'm sure you'll mention because
Yeah.
I went with him and I also went with Kev.
What?
You went with Kevin to Hawaii.
I went to Kevin with Hawaii and I also went with Ryan to Hawaii.
Now, with Kevin, it was for
It was
quote
business.
unquote business.
It was business.
Yeah.
All business.
Was there
business.
any pleasure involved?
I mean, there was, but it wasn't, necessarily the same pleasure in other ways.
I heard there was a reward.
There was. And so with Ryan, I told him if he took me to Hawaii, he'd get anal because he's never done anal.
Wait.
I did not get anal.
Kev is upset about this.
I wish I'd gone after you went with Ryan, so I knew what the incentives were.
He did not know.
Wow.
Did you pay up?
I did.
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
How was that experience?
I mean, it's anal, it's, it's always an experience, but we did go to a sex shop and where were we? We were in Maui. So we went to a sex shop, stripper, dance pole studio. It was pretty cool. And we got all those necessary supplies and a few extra.
What
items.
are the necessary supplies?
Oh my goodness. I mean, alcohol is one.
For
I
sure.
would say alcohol is one.
That's the key ingredient.
Yeah. Lube, obviously. Some items.
But is there a special lube?
You know what? The gentleman working there was very helpful. I would recommend it to anyone when you go to sex shops. Just be honest and ask some questions. Don't make it weird.
Well,
It's only weird if
I
you make it
run
weird.
some Airbnbs, and sometimes I find some sexual items in the drawers that they leave. And one of them was a tube, and it said anal ease lubricant.
Yeah.
So I'm like, is this specially formulated?
It is. So some of them have numbing cream in them. Some of them have.
Kevin, you want to say something?
I was gonna say what's funny is they didn't have to come up with some clever marketing term like Kleenex, where you're like, what does it do? It's like when you read it, you're like, oh, I know exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly what it's for.
Anal ease.
Yeah, right.
So we did that in Maui, and that was fantastic.
Just once?
Just once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, light candles. Was this a big moment?
No, it does take a little bit where I'm like, hey, I might be in the bathroom for like 45 minutes or so.
Yeah. So did you use some kind of a item to prepare yourself?
I did. We also bought a dildo.
Okay.
And, just a standard rubbery one, you know.
What color was it?
It was flesh color.
Oh.
Yeah. It was just regular.
You didn't go island?
No, I didn't. But I did buy tropical lingerie.
Oh, look at this.
So what was Ryan's reaction?
What was his
and
takeaway?
from
The
that?
takeaway was it was interesting. It was enjoyable, but it wasn't like something that you want to always do. It was just more like every once in a while extra treat, I guess.
Yeah.
if you will.
and
I was
for,
like, maybe it's like an every once in a while thing.
and for you, Vivian?
I mean, same thing. I mean, I don't mind it, but it's not the I don't know, the most enjoyable thing, but it's not enjoyable.
Okay.
So it's like pesto.
Yeah, it's like when you're in the mood for it. Exactly.
Right.
It's like pesto. If I'm in the mood for it, I'm going to get a pesto sandwich. I'm going to
Every
make it
now and
happen.
then, yeah.
But I don't need it all
Not
the time.
seeking it out.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not necessary,
Wow, I'm glad we started right off with the anal.
Yeah.
I think it's also a crime of passion. Like
I feel like the rest of the show's just going to get boring from here.
No, I don't. I don't think so. You're still on Seeking.
Yes. I haven't been really pursuing much on there.
But
I just kind of
when it says who's active right now, there she is.
Yes, sometimes, I get bored and I want to read. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I should have content for the show in case I come back on here.
So are you meeting any guys?
I have not met any recently. I probably met 2 or 3 total. One was from the show, which we've discussed previously. And then 2 other ones I met briefly. One was just to cheat on his wife, which I politely declined.
Yeah.
And then the other one was more based on kind of like a mentorship. And I like kind of what his position is, what he does for a living. And then he has a wife, which I'm actually meeting with them tomorrow to just talk about possibly mentorship.
So now that you and Ryan have been together, how many months has it been? It's been quite a while. 6 months?
No, it's been since end of November. So a few months.
Okay. So 4 months?
4 months, yeah.
Yeah. Do you feel weird still being out there?
Yes and no. I don't know. I don't like filter through men, if you will, but it's also fun going on experiences and dates. I do enjoy that. And he's not available, or obviously he has a complicated lifestyle right now with children and going through divorce and traveling for work. So if I get bored, I still sometimes like, ooh, I want to hang out or do something. But
And Ryan's good with this?
for the most part, yeah.
For the most part.
Yes.
There we
But
go.
he also knows that I'm not committed yet in any manner, because also he's going through everything. His life is very complicated. So, I've definitely hung out with Kev more than a few times.
Well, and just to get our listeners caught up, maybe who haven't heard her backstory, Ryan is a guy that you did meet off of Seeking,
Yes.
and you guys bonded very quickly and became
Extremely quickly.
like tied up at the hips almost for a
Yes.
while.
Okay, does Ryan listen to the podcast?
He does.
yes.
Because I have so many burning questions. Does Ryan know you've been house sitting for Kevin?
Yes.
How does he feel about that?
He's fine with it.
Does he know that Kevin's growing a beard
Yes.
Yes.
to try to be sexier for you
Yes.
specifically?
I do like beards. Okay.
Everybody has gone very red in the face all of a sudden.
Sorry.
So
I
I
like to
I
ask
know
the
we've gotten
hard-hitting
into some
questions.
interesting
Hilarious.
questions. Keep going, Lily.
I just didn't know if Ryan was aware of Kevin's schemes to
Yeah. Kevin's
have you
He's
in a
having a-
carnal sense.
I'm what's known in my business as a forcing function. I'm getting Ryan to shit or get off the pot.
Oh, is that what it is? Because clearly in our last episode, Kevin made it very clear that he had the hots for Vivian.
Oh, I did not know. I didn't
I've
listen to
stated-
that.
I
When
didn't-
is it out? Is it
Well,
out?
I'm
we haven't released
still-
that one
Yes.
yet.
I'm
Of
still
course you
editing
haven't.
that one.
You
Yeah.
guys.
This is back channel.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
told
he admitted why he was growing the beard.
Yeah. Well, I got called out by Kimmy.
Yeah.
But she
Yeah.
sat down, and the first thing she's like, "What the fuck are you doing? What is this?" She's
Yeah.
like, "Don't." I was like, I'm just what? I like beards. I just happen to like beards.
Well, we were at Kev's house the other day for kind of his birthday, but a friend of his came over and they were just hanging out and we were all talking. And what was the comment you made? You're like, if I ever get you, like, as soon as that happens, I'm shaving this thing off.
Yeah. Well, the conversation was that Vivian has what I called the cum polygraph. The moment you come, she has questions all ready to go that she wants to know about a person.
This is a little bit of a
And she won't
secret.
ask you. And then the moment you come, she's like, "Oh, and by the way, how many girls have we been?" Whatever the question is. So I want to find out what those questions are. But then I told her right after I come, I'll just shave my beard. I'm like, "Thank God, let's get rid of this."
Well, I read a long time ago that in, I don't know, probably Cosmo, I think it was, that directly after a man comes, they're most likely to be the most honest to you. So that is a little bit of a tactic that I'll use sometimes, or just ask questions if they're in the back of my mind to someone.
I used to do
Do
that.
you pull
in,
out a list?
No, I have it in my mind.
When I would go to church to confessional, I would just jerk off right in the booth right before I met with the priest.
And you felt way
I
better
would tell
about
him
it?
everything. It was just very
Yeah.
open. Yeah.
Very releasing.
Yeah. He didn't mind.
People are going to be offended by this.
I tell you, you're giving me lots of sound bites. That's for sure. Already.
Yeah, but so she has a list of questions probably for everybody, but
Yeah.
she has a few for me.
Yeah.
But
And
I
he
don't-
asked, and I said, I'm not going to
she's
give them
not
to
gonna tell
you.
me.
And he
Okay.
goes, well, right after. I'm shaving spirit.
Vivian, do you feel like you're sitting across the table from brothers?
Yeah.
I mean, they do have a lot of similarities. Both of you are now growing a beard.
A couple old whiteys
Oh, I've
with
had my beard.
gray
Yeah.
beards.
That's
Yeah.
true.
This could be a doppelgangbang.
Oh, my Lord.
Oh, whoa,
So
whoa.
it's a gangbang, not twins, right?
Doppelganger.
Because they say, oh, you mean twins? You say, no. They're not related, but they look almost alike.
Mm-hmm.
So I call it a doppelgangbang.
Doppelgangbang.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just envision that right now. Look, she's blushing.
Oh.
Oh, we found out some other things
Such
on our
as?
trip to Hawaii. She
Yeah.
has certain buzzwords and keywords that you can say. She's been Pavlovian trained on certain things.
You know how Pavlov, when he rings the bell, the dogs start just drooling?
Salivating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell Daddy what they are.
Good girl.
Oh,
Good
Yeah.
girl.
good girl.
Mm-hmm.
I like that one.
We were sitting around having drinks with friends and clients, and just said, "Hey, watch this." And I was like, "Good girl." And she hot around the collar, hair. She's pulling it back.
Oh, my goodness.
It was instantaneous.
Because I ordered just whatever I ordered. He was like, that's good girl. Good girl right there. And I just instantly
yeah.
flustered.
There you go.
And then we decided to utilize it the entire trip.
Yeah, or when we were going into the
waterfall.
waterfall. Yeah, we went to this waterfall with Kimmy,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like
Yeah, Kimmy also went with us to Hawaii.
a pool basin with the waterfall.
Mm-hmm.
So I was already in the water, and Vivian was on the shore, like trying to step in. And there's a lot of people there. I don't know, 50 people?
Mm-hmm.
So I kept going, what is it like? Daddy's here for you. You can do it. You're a good girl.
Yeah, I
Come on,
heard
swim
about
to
that.
Good
Daddy.
girl.
Yeah,
Come on, jump to me. I'll catch you. I'm like,
She
stop.
melts
There
like
are
ice.
children here.
yeah. Ice cream cone melting.
Okay, wait. I need to know. What's the age gap here between Kevin and Vivian? Could you really be her father?
Well, I just turned 34.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
But he would have to start very young.
I was almost going to make a dyslexic joke, but if you were 35, it would be, I'm 53.
Oh.
Yeah. So mathematically,
Yeah.
53 might go into 34.
So do you think some of the people thought you really were her father,
Oh, that'd be great.
encouraging her swimming?
I don't
Probably.
know. Probably. I would say, honestly, for how serious he was
Swim
and how
to daddy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
consistent he was. Swim.
The
Come
guy
on,
next to
Daddy,
me
come on.
knew you were not my daughter because
Yeah.
he looked at me with this smirk like, yeah, good job.
Well, because you probably had a boner.
Oh, my
Yeah,
Lord.
listen,
I'm listening.
it was Oahu, so that's not Anal Island.
But we were with Kimmy.
Maui is the
Oh,
island.
Maui is Anal
Yeah, I
Island.
was in
Yeah,
Oahu.
apparently.
That's
We were at Oahu.
That's a
It's different island
that's a
altogether.
Okay.
Well, this last weekend, I took my sugar baby to San Diego.
oh right.
Yeah. We got really close to the Tijuana border.
Oh
Yeah,
man,
we
just
thought about
right
it.
over there, just over there.
Yeah, but we hung out with Dr. Charles.
I
and a
know I'm
couple sugar
jealous. I miss
babies.
Dr. Charles.
So here's what I keep observing, and I wanted to mention this is, and many of you know I've talked about the experiment that I did for my birthday a couple years ago where I invited all these sugar babies to a suite to watch a concert just to kind of see how they got along. Kind of like a real world episode. Like put 7 people in a house and watch them like little ants. And they got along fabulously, and because they all had this in common and they had this instant bond. And again, I saw it happen right in front of my eyes because Dr. Charles had 2 sugar babies. He's been seeing them for a while, so this isn't like the first time, but he got on Seeking, and there was these 2 girls that wanted to do it together.
Oh, wow.
They wanted to do the arrangements together. And
They
so,
come as a team.
yeah, they
Yeah.
come as a team.
Great
So
idea.
he goes, well, I've never done this before, but what the hell, let's give it a try, right?
Yeah.
And they were beautiful. One is, well, she looks Hispanic. She gets mistaken for that, but her background actually is, what was it, Egyptian and Native American. So she had this very kind of exotic look. And then the other girl was, what was her? She was Russian and something else. I can't remember. But anyway, she was very beautiful girl too. But they were completely different.
Yeah, she was a blonde, right?
Yeah, a blonde. And so they knew about Alejandra coming because we were coming over to the doctor's house, and he had prepped them and told them. They didn't know about the podcast, so he had kind of told them about the podcast and what it was all about. And they was like, oh, so Alejandra and Marcus are just like us. We're like, yeah. So we get to his house. I mean, it is like a love. They just instantly bonded with her.
Oh, cool.
And they're like, this is so nice because I can't talk about this with a lot of my friends. And but you can talk openly about your experiences. So we went to dinner, had a great time, and we went to a casino. And when those three went to the bathroom together, Alejandra started really, so how's this work with you guys? Do you guys sleep over? Do you do this, blah, blah, blah? I mean, she wanted to know the nuts and bolts and what's your arrangement like and how does this work and all this stuff. So they just had a fun little nice conversation, and they were texting all the way. You know, we drove back to Arizona, and they were texting her all the way back because they were on Dr. Charles' boat. I wish we could have stayed for that. That would have been fun.
When they went to the bathroom, it was just you and Dr. Charles?
Yeah.
And you must have looked at each other like, life is really good. Bro.
Oh, we did actually, because we had the hottest girls in the whole casino were hanging out with us. Matter of fact, we were sitting there playing blackjack, and this guy, he looked like he was homeless, but he had like $300 or $400 in front of him in green chips. And he looks over at Dr. Charles, and one of the girls was hanging on him. He was sitting down, and one of the girls was hanging on. He's like, which one are you with? Or one of them was touching him, I think. And she said, which one are you with? And he says, I'm with both. And he's like, wait, both of them?
Mind blown.
And like one girl would be all over him, hugging him, giving him attention. Then the other girl would. And it was just, he was just having a great time.
So good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And it was just a nice, they knew what the expectations were. And now obviously they're playing a role. They're not telling him about their problems and, all this. They're just making him feel like $1 million.
Now, how old were these girls?
Same age as Alejandra, 26, and
Okay.
I think the other one was 28.
And Dr. Charles is roughly our age?
No, he's 62.
Oh, a little bit older.
But it was so cool because here I'm walking hand in hand with Alejandra, and she's 29 years younger than me, and he's got these two girls draped all over in the casino. And I mean, it was pretty obvious the situation,
but not enough to put up an Amber.
But we didn't care.
An Amber Alert.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so it was a great time in San Diego, and again, he was just one of our listeners who has been on the show a couple times. So we've made a lot of friends.
Yeah, it's cool. We were talking about this yesterday with Vivian. Like this podcast and this seeking thing allows you to meet tons of people you would never normally meet in your life.
Right. Yeah.
And the tentacles that go out, if you look from across the span of careers and jobs, you're like, there's no way we would ever intersect. It's super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just had, matter of fact, I picked Lily up, come to the podcast 30 minutes ago, and I had a call from a girl that I met on Seeking, 6 years ago, 5 or 6 years ago. She called me about wanting me to help her find housing.
Oh yeah,
because
still on your phone.
I'm a broker.
Still on your phone.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. But we had it's like we haven't talked probably in a year. And we just fell right back into our conversation like time had stood still.
That's What's cool. funny, because I get in the car and they're talking about his relationship with Alejandra and that she's his main sugar baby. I see her on your story a lot. And I also see that older woman too. She's real cute. I was like, hi.
Talk about
it's the older woman here. I thought that was cute. I got called the older woman.
Mm-hmm. But she also thinks that you're so gorgeous.
Yeah,
and that,
I did. I met her at Dua Lipa, and she's a sweetheart.
Yeah.
Everyone met at Dua Lipa.
Yeah.
I had a 22-person suite versus a 12-person suite for the Taylor Swift concert,
Right.
so we had almost double the people.
Mm-hmm.
And that was such a fun time.
Oh, it was.
I mean, both concerts were fun, but doing my little experiment.
So technically, I did not meet the two of you on Seeking.
No.
No,
But you
right.
met us through Seeking.
Yeah.
So you met us through the lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny that you call it a lifestyle, but I guess it is.
I guess it is.
When I think somebody says, "Oh, he's in the lifestyle," I'm thinking swingers or something.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
Right.
The
usually what they
swinger
say.
lifestyle is too weird for me.
Is it?
Yeah, it's remember we went to that party, that sugar baby party up north?
Yeah.
Yeah, that girl and whatever and her crew.
Oh,
They're all
that's right.
swingers.
Yeah.
And then I had a little dabble there just to go see what's going on, and it was like, this is just a little too prime.
Okay, so they actually had kind of a swingers party.
Yeah.
It wasn't a Seeking party.
Right. And then they still do have these swingers parties.
They still have the swingers.
Yeah, but
one.
it's just like straight primal fucking all the time. It's just like I don't want all my food to touch. You know. You know.
Oh God.
Some division would be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, yeah,
I'm not comfortable there. Now, I know Alejandra has kind of mentioned that she's curious.
Yeah.
And I know that Lily has actually gone to swingers clubs and watched,
I have.
but you haven't participated.
No.
Yeah. See, I've never even
No,
gone.
because my guy that took me was all talk and no action.
Yeah.
Now, has Alejandra had any threesomes?
No. And see, she's really curious
Oh.
to have them.
They are fun.
Oh, are they?
Very
Yeah.
much so.
Well, I mean, I've had a few, but it's a different dynamic. It just depends on who you're with.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think I
she
would
like
hate it. I think I
think
would
so?
just feel so awkward.
I like it. It's fun.
I wouldn't know when it was my turn.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you raise your hand and go or tag in or what do you do?
Yeah. There are some awkward moments.
Like wrestling.
Tap out.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
Kev-
go downstairs, get a
Vivian,
popsicle to eat, and just take a break.
May I cut in?
Yeah.
Mind if I fuck
like
with your
a-
date? Vivian, threesomes, male, female.
No, always two females. one
Two
male.
females,
Yeah.
one male.
Yes.
Yeah, that's yeah. Have you had the other one?
No,
Okay.
no. That's something that seems quite overwhelming.
Would you have one with these brothers across the table?
I don't know about that.
Well, I know you're attracted to both of them.
Wow.
She didn't say no.
She didn't
Right.
say no.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
So there's a chance,
Wow.
guys.
most
Yeah.
likely not.
Have you ever seen Vivian more flushed?
There are
It's
some.
hard to embarrass her.
Oh, wow.
There are some things that are like that.
Right now, she just started sweating hardcore.
I am sweating. I'm not gonna. lie.
look, you are. You're flush.
Oh, this got weird.
Yeah.
But Alejandro, I think she would do great in a threesome setting.
You think so?
I've talked to her. We went to the strip club together, remember?
Yeah.
And she, was like looking at the girls. Because we went to use the restroom, and in some strip clubs, the female restroom is like the locker room, and all the strippers are back there
Right.
getting changed and hanging out. So we went back there, and then we had like a really meaningful conversation, and she started asking me a bunch of questions about my honesty and whatnot. And she was asking some of the questions like, well, these girls I kind of find attractive, but like, I don't know, like what Lily said. How would I do that? What was it like, And I was like, it's very fun. I would recommend trying it. But I wouldn't recommend, it depends on who it is, Like I've had a threesome before with someone that I worked with, and that was difficult to see her
Yeah.
at work.
It made it awkward.
That was not a good decision on my part, so
Yeah.
I'd not recommend that. But, sometimes it's just someone that's like a distant friend or something like that would be good, or just someone you meet on the line.
Well, I think Lily's the only virgin threesome person
Yeah,
here.
no,
she's
I've
never
never.
partaken.
Have you ever had Five Guys?
The burger?
Oh, sorry, no. You're like, no, I've never had 3, but I've done 5. 4.
I've had a burger there.
Yeah.
I've had some meat from Five Guys.
In my old office, there was a new girl we had hired. She was there a couple of months, and they had opened a Five Guys near the office, and someone's like, oh my God, Five Guys is here. And they said to her, this is not a joke. They said, have you ever had Five Guys? And she's like, 3, 4, no, but not 5. And we were like, no, the burger place. Totally outed herself.
Oh, wow.
That's pretty
That is
good.
a true story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So what's your thoughts on threesomes? You
I love them.
Yeah.
I love them, as you said, in the right scenario. Yeah. The right people, they're great.
Right.
Yeah. But if it's guy and 2 girls, that's a little harder, I think. I like 2 guys, 1 girl.
Oh.
Yeah, because like I told my buddy who was on the podcast, I was like, 2 girls is like 2 ice cream cones on a hot day. Licking here, licking there. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. Yeah, like,
Back to the ice cream.
this one's dripping. I'm not going over there.
Straight
I'm not
back
going
to the
this
ice
one.
cream.
It's just like, man, I'm putting in a lot of work.
Brian Howie would be really proud that we're talking about ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
It's his favorite.
Brian Howie from the Great Love Debate.
Mm-hmm. So, okay, your friend that was on the podcast,
Yeah.
what did we call him?
Sean.
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 Yes.
Was he the friend I met?
So,
Yeah.
Okay.
Vivian met Sean. What'd you think of
met
Sean?
him. Oh, my.
Yeah, what are your thoughts of Sean? He came on and gave his story, and I'll just remind our listeners, his funny story was about going down to the strip club in Tijuana called Hong Kong, and the girl that he was fancy for, had killed her boyfriend? Stabbed her boyfriend?
Yeah. Yeah, she's up on murder.
Yeah, so go back. I don't remember what episode that was, but go back and listen to that one.
He went back there and he asked the waiters. They're called meseros. He said, "Hey, where's so and so?" And he's like, "You didn't hear?" It's like, no, totally killed her boyfriend, like in jail for murder.
Wow.
And he was like, oh, and he was really like, he was really into her.
He was smitten with her.
Yeah.
Super smitten. Wow. I met him. We hung out for a few hours. It was
Yeah.
his birthday was right on your birthday, right?
Yep.
Kev? Yeah.
Wow, all these Aries.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So they were just hanging out, and it was guys. People know Kimmy and I lived together, and she had family in from out of town.
Mm-hmm.
So I was staying and watching house sitting Kev's house, and
Yeah.
then I still was kind of just waiting until her family left, and yeah, he came over. We just all hung out and talked. But he was very interesting character.
By the way, when Vivian says she'll stay at your house and watch your house while you're gone, you can quickly put up security cameras really fast around the house.
Mm-hmm.
So I just have lights that turn on, if someone's in the backyard. But I was like, let's get these cameras up.
Oh, he did.
So I send her pictures. She's out lounging by the pool.
Oh, yeah?
Completely creeping out.
Yep.
I do have cameras in my backyard
Yeah.
Oh, I
around
forgot.
my pool.
Yeah,
I
perfect.
forgot.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so when I had the guy install the cameras, I was like, I want one here. And so he was looking at it from a complete security standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, one here. He's like, well, no one would come through the pool. Like they wouldn't jump the wall. They'd have to get over the pool. I was like, just put it there. Like, he's like, oh, okay, I got you, bro. Yeah, I don't do
Yeah.
But there's no reason to have a security camera looking right at the pool.
So, off to another subject. Lily and I work together, and my God, she's got stories for me every day, but this one is too funny. She met a gentleman for some tacos,
good
Yes.
and it was, it didn't go anywhere.
No.
He was off of seeking, but he didn't want to be a sugar daddy. So she's like, well, you kind of wasted my time because you're not very handsome and you're boring.
But why was he on there?
I know. I don't know.
I don't know.
By the way, there's an even larger growing thing on seeking of just mentorship.
Yeah.
And by the
Yep.
way, if you type the letter PPM into a chat,
Yeah.
it will put up a notice and tell you that it doesn't tell you what word you used in it.
Yeah.
But you've used a word.
Oh, they're getting
that-
really strict.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, the story goes on. Go ahead, Lily, because this is where it gets very funny.
Okay, so a couple weeks ago, I went to tacos with a dude. He picked me up from work in his truck, and we just went around the corner to a little taco shop, and he was kind of boring, and he was not a sugar daddy, and I have no idea why he was on that site, but that's not what he was looking for. He just wanted to do traditional dating. And so I just, I got a taco out of it, maybe two.
It was Taco Tuesday, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was
Nice.
Taco Tuesday. So then I went out of town for like a week, and then some guy started messaging me that he wanted me to come over and hang out at the pool in the hot tub at his place. And so I'm thinking, oh, nice, private pool, private hot tub. I'm like, sure. So I go, and he just has this crappy little apartment, and he's obviously like a very disorganized bachelor type. I learned that he's got teenage kids that live with him, and we're just like in a complex. So he just wanted to take me to like the community pool
Oh my God.
/ a hot tub.
Dude.
And I was like, oh dear God, this is Taco Guy.
She did
I
not
didn't
realize it was
realize
the
it at
same
first.
guy.
It was Taco
No.
Guy. Yeah. Yeah. I should have made a note in my contacts. like,
is this great?
Oh my God.
Oh my.
yeah. So I actually went on 2 meet and greets with Taco Guy. And so before long, I'm like, oh, this is that guy. So I go, you know what? I'm really having some allergy problems, and I need my inhaler, and I need to take a medication. So I'm going to go.
And you were there, what, 30 minutes, 40 minutes?
Maybe. It was
Yeah.
painful because I'm like, how do I get out of this? So then I finally just played the
Yeah.
not feeling so well card.
The
Yeah.
inhaler card.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the
Yeah.
problem is now you've outed yourself on your exit.
So
Yep.
she gets home and she gets this text. Well, that was weird.
Mm-hmm.
And then she answers, well, what's weird is you're on the sugar dating site and you don't want a sugar.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And then he said, you're right. I don't want a hooker. He
Yeah.
called me a hooker.
Which you're far from doing.
Oh,
Yeah.
dear
He's-
God.
Obviously doesn't understand the whole
Yeah, he
dating
Doesn't
premise.
understand.
He's
Yeah.
he's a time digger.
Yeah.
He
he's
took a lot of your time.
I just think that's so hilarious. You show up at somebody's apartment and it's the same guy.
How did you not realize you didn't have it in your phone, or you didn't see the previous messages?
I guess I hadn't saved the previous messages. I don't know. After I didn't like him, I think I erased our conversation. But then when he popped back into my phone, like, hey, you want to come over and sit in my hot tub? Then I was like, I actually would love to sit in the hot tub.
I've been kicked off Seeking a couple times now, but I'm back on there. And I've got different profile pictures. So what's funny is when you re-sign up, all the people that blocked you, they're all of a sudden they're back and they're messaging me. Or people that I've already met, are messaging me like because they don't know that this is the same guy. So
do you interact with them?
Some I do.
Yeah, but they don't know who you are.
No, they don't. They think I'm. And I've done that a few years ago. There was a girl I met, and we had a good time, but she wasn't for me. And then I didn't want to see her again. And then she messaged me on the site, and I invited her over. I think it was during COVID. And it was the same girl, but she ended up not coming. I finally figured out it was the same girl that I'd already seen before.
That's funny.
But she had different pictures, so I didn't put two and two together for a little while. So it happens, yeah.
That story in the past where there were the actual twins that I met one.
And
and the other one showed up, and I was like, oh, this is going to be terrible. There was a girl I met long before COVID, and she was a Scottsdale party girl, right? So she's not in the right state of mind all the time. And she went to a guy's house and hung out, blah, 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 blah. And then he's like, oh, I don't have any money at all. And then she screamed at him, yelled and all that. And then she told me that like 3 weeks later, she met a guy and she went over to his house and she didn't even remember it was the same guy.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
And then at that point, she's like, oh, yeah, now I remember you. Like, but then you think, what state of mind are you in?
Well, I was completely sober.
No, I was going to say,
But I am definitely blonde at the roots. I just do stupid things constantly.
Yeah, so the other day...
I shouldn't be allowed out on my own. I should have a permanent chaperone to make sure.
Yeah.
Like Kimmy.
Yeah.
So the other day, and I get these stories every day. I'm just trying to remember a few good ones. But the other day, we like to go to Hula's here in Old Town Scottsdale. And the W is right next door, right?
Mm-hmm.
So a gentleman staying at the W, they were just going to have a meet and greet. And she's like, oh, I'm here at Hula's. Here's the address. And she sends him the address. It's like 3-4 minutes away. He goes, okay, well, I'll be there in about 25 minutes.
And I was so confused.
Yeah.
I was like, oh,
so
I thought he was staying at the W.
So he gets to Hula's and he's like, hey, I'm here. Where are you at? And you say,
I'm out on the patio at the last table.
and he's like, no, I'm on the patio. There's nobody here.
Yeah, he's
No
like,
way.
I don't see you.
She sent him to the Hula's in Phoenix.
Oh, no.
I didn't know there was
hilarious.
more than one.
She gave him the wrong address.
Okay, people, in my defense, I am old and blonde, and I may or may not have early onset Alzheimer's. So, again,
How did he take that?
could you guys just sponsor a chaperone for me?
Yeah.
There's a thing.
He took it very well.
Okay.
He was like, well, I just got a really nice tour of Phoenix. Thank you.
Yeah.
But see, I have this sort of mechanism, what I call the stress test, where you're either like, oh, I'm not on time, or it can't be today, maybe tomorrow. Like some little ripple in the schedule.
Oh, yes, I've experienced this.
Yeah, snowboarding. But if it's sometimes it's intentional though, and if you do it and then the response back is nothing but like vitriolic anger, then that's not the right person. And it's a good filter there where you're like, well, if you're going to scream at me because I'm, if it's 7 o'clock versus 9 o'clock or something, this is not going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
But if he handled it well,
He did.
it's a good man.
He totally just shrugged it off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you meet up again? Did send him to
Well,
another?
no, we finally eventually connected that day and had a drink and went our separate ways. But yeah, he was a cool guy.
I've had that happen, but I didn't give him the wrong address. But when you're in a big city,
Yeah.
and you meet at like what was the place? It was Blue Adobe Grill. So I'm
Oh, yeah.
like, yeah, I'm here at Blue Adobe, and she's like, yeah, so am I. I'm like, no, you're not. I don't see. Anyway, she was at the other one in Scottsdale.
Yeah.
I was the one in Mesa.
And it's far apart.
And they were very far apart. Yeah. But I ended up traveling up there. I said, hey, that's fine. I'll be up there in about 25 minutes. And we had to end up having a great time. But I didn't send her the wrong address. I didn't realize there was more than one. And she Googled the one that was close to her.
Yeah.
Well, whereas Kevin does it on purpose, mine is always accidental.
Yeah.
I do not like to lead people astray, but I'll be damned if I don't do it all the time. I spent half an hour in the airport today trying to figure out where I parked.
Yeah, she couldn't find her car in
Initially,
the
I
parking
thought
garage.
I was on level 5, I had taken pictures. So then I figured out, oh, wait, I'm on level 6. It still took me a solid 20 minutes after I got to the right level to find my damn car.
Why were you at the airport?
I went to get TSA pre-check and clear.
She is traveling
Because
with the sugar daddy.
Yes.
I'm going to Europe
When?
with the podcast fanboy.
Podcast fanboy has bought her
He
this
spoils me.
amazing trip to Europe. Where are you going? I'm so
going
jealous.
to Positano, Italy, and someplace in Germany. I'll think of it.
Mhm.
And then one day in Austria.
Wow.
That's
yeah.
a great trip.
And he actually bought her like a business class ticket, which was very expensive.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he sent me my ticket, and I think it was like around $7,000 for
Yeah, it
the
was
flights.
just under that. Yeah. So
Yeah, but this makes up for
'Cause we're
Taco
going-
Guy.
Yeah,
First
exactly.
class.
Yeah, see, that's an awesome trip.
Yeah, I'm
By the
excited.
way, what's funny though is he could send you the confirmation without the price on the ticket, you know?
Yeah.
Because sometimes I'm like, should I send the
can
know?
you do that?
Yeah.
Yeah. But sometimes there's like an itinerary and then there's the other one like
Well, but the thing is, if for some reason they cancel, the credit gets into their name, so they would know the price.
Oh, right. Yeah, well, when I get email confirmations, I get like the confirmation and then one's the receipt with the confirmation. I think, okay, which one will I send? You know?
Yeah.
But if I was...
I don't know.
You sent the pricing on mine.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you sent just the confirmation when he booked the Hawaii trip from us.
I'm glad
Oh,
it
it's just the confirmation.
Yeah.
So you have no idea what he paid for that
Right.
ticket. So, but if you
I
would,
mean, I looked it up.
was outrageous.
was it?
No.
No. But if you would have canceled for some reason, you would have had that credit back to you.
Probably. Yeah.
And then you could fly anywhere you wanted to on Kevin.
Well, I think there was a time not too long ago that somebody had some extra credits or something. And then Sean had it too. Like a girl from his past was like, hey, do you want to go to Iceland? I'm like, she's taking you to Iceland? He's like, yes, she's got some.
Yeah, Alejandra, that's the big reason we went to Hawaii.
Yeah.
Because Alejandra had like $800 or $900 credit through American Airlines. She's like, I got to use this by March. Let's go to Hawaii. So I'm like,
awesome.
all right, let's
Yeah.
go. So I didn't have to pay for her ticket, which was nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's always a good deal.
Yeah, but that's a great
Some
deal.
other guy
Yeah.
paid for it. Well,
Yeah, yeah.
actually, now that she tells me the story, I thought some other guy had paid for it, but she was supposed to go see an ex-boyfriend down in the Bahamas somewhere, or I don't know, Eastern Caribbean islands, right? And that thing blew up on her, so she canceled the trip. But it would have been a better story if some other guy would have paid for her ticket.
Here's a fun thing that's happened to me a couple of times. So I went to lunch at Bar Louie last week with Seeking Guy that was from out of town.
So I love going to dates at Bar Louie.
Yeah.
You know what, though? I'll let you finish your story
Go
in a minute.
ahead.
The reason I even have this podcast today is because I took a sugar baby to Bar Louie right before the shutdown in COVID in 2020. And that night we ended up breaking up. And one of my other sugar babies saw us there, and she didn't know that I had a girlfriend. So anyway, she caught me at Bar Louie. But then we ended up breaking up, and then that led to this whole podcast thing.
For real?
So, there's a place in my heart for Bar Louie. Plus, it's open till 2 a.m. every night. And I actually met a girl there on Christmas Eve at 11:30
Really?
for the first time. A meet and greet, 11:30 on Christmas Eve.
Wow.
And
Even on Christmas Eve.
Santa delivered her to my bed for Christmas morning.
You
Sounds
must have
about
been a
right.
very good boy that year.
Yeah, it was very good. So anyway, go ahead with Bar Louie.
What does the phrase good boy do for you, Marcus?
Yeah.
Good
good
boy.
boy?
You like to be called a good boy?
Probably not as much as what you girls like. Good girl. Probably not as much.
Okay, so I go to lunch with the Seeking Guy, and he was really nice. We just had lunch and went our separate ways. And then, so I go to the airport today, and I see him. Of course, I'm with Podcast Fanboy, but I'm pretty sure I'm looking and I'm like, well, I only had lunch with him that one time, but that sure does look like the guy from Boise. He's from Boise. And I kept looking and I kept looking, and I'm like, no, it must just be somebody that looks like him. But after I got back from the airport, I texted him. I was like, hey, I saw your doppelganger at the airport today. And he goes, oh, really? And we just had kind of a funny conversation about it. And then finally he admitted it really was him.
It was. Did
Yeah.
Did he see you?
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't know for sure because I said, did you see me? And if so, tell me what color I was wearing because I'm wearing a very distinctive color today.
Yeah, she was having this text conversation as we were driving to the podcast. So see if he responded. I'm curious if he actually saw you in there.
Let's see. Because he was in flight.
Well, he gets to see what he's missing out on.
Oh, yep. He saw me.
He did see you with the other guy.
Like I would know you were looking hot in a split leg green skirt.
Oh, that's exactly what you have on.
Yep.
Wow.
That's funny.
There you go.
So, yeah, I was like, I'm almost sure that's him. But then when I first said, hey, I saw your doppelganger, he played like dumb. He goes, and did you molest him? And I'm like, well, I wanted to. However, there was security everywhere because I'm just flirting just to be silly.
Yeah.
And he goes, wow, I would hope he had overwhelmed you and you lost all your sensibilities. Oh, well. So he tried to play it off like it wasn't even him.
Well, tell him what he did when you first met him. You see if you like this strategy,
Okay.
this tactic.
Oh, gosh.
So you do have tactics.
So here's me. And you know, I'm the blonde girl, and I'm well aware that I don't always get everything right. So I go to Bar Louie, and I'm waiting for the guy to show up, and I'm standing right outside the entrance. And this guy walks up, and I go, I think that's him from his profile picture. And he walks up, and I said, hey, are you Gary? And he goes, no, I'm John. Who are you?
Oh.
And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I'm supposed to meet Gary here. I go, did I get your name wrong? Am I calling you the wrong name? Are you the guy I'm supposed to meet right now? And he's like, not really. I'm really Gary.
Oh.
He freaked me out.
Now,
dude.
would you do that? Would
No.
you kid around with
I don't
somebody
like
to
that.
that extent?
Not at that
Yeah, but
moment,
it was
no.
funny because he just has that kind of like a wry humor.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was kind of funny. But anyway, I don't know if I'll ever see him again, but he was a funny guy.
She's like, he wasn't that great looking, but
Nah.
she liked the banter and
Yeah.
the way
Yeah.
he
Banter.
teases and
Yeah.
kind of his attitude. So,
Well, we had some things in common.
yeah.
He's really into horses, and I know a lot about horses because I grew up with horses. So.
Mhm.
I love to ride.
Yes, you do. I've heard that about
Well, that's a
you.
lead in.
I love to ride.
Bareback?
Mm-hmm.
Care to elaborate?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, anyway, so that's just one of my funny stories about being with one sugar daddy and running into another one. And I didn't say anything because I wasn't even sure it was him, but Podcast Fanboy will now know because he listens to this religiously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kevin, have you been out and then run in, in awkward situations like that?
I haven't had that. I've been out with like friends / clients,
Mm-hmm.
and this really helps sort of my status with them. And we'll walk around town, and I'll bump into a sugar baby that I know, and they're like, "Oh, hey, how's it going?" We have a great conversation.
Yeah.
And then we'll go have lunch somewhere, and we bump into another one, and they're like, "You know all these people?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, I know everybody." Right? Like, they can't believe it. Like they're as old as we are. They're like, "What is going on here?"
Right.
I'm like, I just I know a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
I know people who know people.
Yeah.
Well, that happened to me one time in the mall. This is when I was with Scorpio, and we had Scorpio. I call him Scorpio because he's
General Hospital.
venomous.
Well,
When you piss him off.
and Scorpio,
when you piss him off.
she's talking about the guy that she lived with for almost 3 months.
Yeah, the guy with the mini mansion.
Oh, yeah.
The guy in the gilded cage.
Yeah, the Gilded Cage.
And
What's
you know
a
what he
mini
did?
mansion?
So
The gilded cage keeper. A mini mansion is like a mansion that's not massive. It's good sized, but it's not like so massive you get lost in it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But he wanted me to play in this member guest golf tournament at this very nice club. And I'm telling you, the course is primo. I was so looking forward to this. And of course, Lily says, I can't take this guy anymore. And
I
she
left.
leaves.
Oh,
But he told you even after that he was still going to have me as his partner.
Yeah.
Right? So the tournament is next week, right?
Yeah.
And I have heard nothing from this
And
guy.
I got blocked, so
And
I can't
she's
even
blocked.
reach out.
So I remembered like months ago, they sent me a confirmation and I found it in my email and I looked in the confirmation. Yeah, my name's gone.
Oh, no. Oh, you're blocked too.
But
Yeah.
he didn't
Well, I'm
even
no
have the
longer-
decency to let you know.
I
That's
know.
rude.
I'm no longer
is
in
rude.
the
Anyway,
member.
I was
It
with
was
him.
going to be awkward,
Yeah.
but I still wanted to play.
with him in
Yeah.
Fashion Square Mall one time, and I ran into the Italian stallion.
Oh.
That was awkward.
Oh, funny.
Because we made eye contact, and he turned around and went the other way because he was with a chick too.
It's funny.
Oh, gosh.
I thought he was with his wife.
No. He doesn't have a wife. He has a girlfriend.
Or he's with his girlfriend?
Yeah. Yeah.
Whoops. Yeah, and I've told many times the story where I was just down at there's a bar here in Old Town, and I got catfished really bad. I'm sitting here with this lady who is much older and much less attractive than she let on. And then this other sugar baby who I'd been ghosting walks in for her shift.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was super awkward. Now I'm sitting here with two people that are on the site that I don't want to be there with either one.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I'll tell you one thing, though. I took clients to the W, and it's primo, top of the top there.
Yeah.
The girls there, like, just working
it.
there is unbelievable. That place is like the epicenter of it.
Yeah. When I went there for a drink the other day, those girls are hot.
Yep.
Mega.
Well, one of the girls used to work at my country club, and she was about probably 20 to 30 pounds heavier than she is now working at the W. I've seen her. I don't know how she got so skinny, but she's now working at like the Cottontail Lounge there. I can't even imagine how much money she's making in tips at that place.
They're stunning.
It's I see her Instagram all the time. It's unbelievable. Like it doesn't even look like the same girl, but I know it is. But she just has changed so much when she lost all that weight to work at that bar.
Cocaine.
Yeah, maybe.
I think we should all go there.
We should.
Not now, but
To the W?
yeah, we should set up a little W event.
What
Maybe
Well, Kimmy sure loves that place.
Kimmy's departure.
Because they got crotch roaches all over the place. That's where Kimmy got attacked by a crotch roach.
Yeah, she had that cockroach run up her dress.
Oh, really?
You didn't hear the story?
No, I haven't heard that,
yeah.
Yeah, and
not
then
heard
she
that?
like felt something, so she smashed her dress,
Oh, my God.
and then like these juices just were like dripping down her leg.
Yeah, we ran to the bathroom. The girl wears no bra or underwear.
No.
She rips off her dress just right in the main bathroom, and the cockroach falls on the floor. I have pictures.
See,
Not of Kimmy naked. Well, actually, I do have a picture of her butt.
that ties back to the original question before about the doppelgangbang between Marcus and me.
Oh, yeah?
I was going to say there are certain things that you are 100% know about, right? I was going to say, do you want to have a cockroach on you? And you're like, no. You know, you don't go, highly doubt it, right? You didn't say no like a cockroach. You said, highly doubt it, which means
There's a chance.
Yeah.
It wasn't a hard no.
it was right. We did not go in that bucket.
Oh, man.
You don't have
Look
to answer now.
Yeah.
Think it over.
I'm not answering that.
All good,
I'm not.
all good girls do it.
No.
So Kevin, do you still have an active profile?
I do, yeah. In fact, I got super clever the other day, and I got onto ChatGPT.
Oh, wait. Yeah?
Yeah, so I went all through the girls' profiles of what they like, and I copied and pasted into one big like file of all the things they want and all this stuff. And then I put it into ChatGPT, and I said, write me a profile that addresses all of these.
What?
Yeah, and it goes, I love to go on hikes and walks and dreams and whatever it was.
Extremely manipulative.
So then it said at the end, it said, what are you looking for? And I said, a girl that wouldn't realize this is from ChatGPT.
Oh, my God. That is
Yeah.
fucking hilarious.
It wrote the best profile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Horseback ride, whatever. It was.
It's unbelievable, isn't it,
themes
this
through
thing?
all of them, yeah.
A profile full of lies.
It's just, there's a hook and a worm, right? You gotta lure them in.
Yeah.
Like I sent you that picture. Moss on a stone.
Yeah.
Slowly creeping.
Slow.
Well, if any of you out there have used ChatGPT in your dating profile or responses, I want to hear about that.
This is the first I'm hearing of this.
Well, it's so new,
It's unbelievable.
but it's absolutely unbelievable how smart
Yeah.
and well written and thoughtful the responses can be.
It is one of the most bizarre technologies I've ever.
Yeah, I don't get it.
A quick synopsis is when I first moved here, I used to write code for a living, and we had this really complicated math problem to solve, and it took two coders 2 months to figure this out. And then ChatGPT comes out, so I just asked it. I said, "Write me code that does this," and in 1 second, the code popped out.
Are you serious?
And it was correct?
It was correct.
Wow.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Maybe I just need that to help keep me organized.
And what's the crazy thing is the speed that it does it.
Yeah, and what's even crazier is they slow it down so you can read it.
Yeah.
Like the answer's already there. They're just slowing the text down
Right.
so you can read it. you
Wow.
know. The thing is unbelievable. I'm trying to figure out ways I can use it in my
Yeah.
or my sugar life. Yeah.
Well-
Well, they send me a text. I'll just put it into ChatGPT and answer back.
Well, you'll have to keep me updated on that because I'm really curious on how that little
Okay,
experiment
I'm going to make
works
that
out.
an agenda item.
Yeah,
I'm going to
absolutely.
Okay, task.
Just do like a little test to see
I
if
have 2 profiles.
to see if like you think that your response rate gets better
Yeah.
and the quality of
Well,
girls that are responding.
I put my profile, my original one into it,
Mhm.
and it just said, this profile is shit.
Yeah.
I was like, well, I already know that.
Yeah. Interesting.
It didn't really say that.
No, I'm just kidding. That wasn't true.
I think I may have said that.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
you're the original ChatGPT.
Yeah.
I want to know how the puppy is.
So good. What a great dog.
Yeah. And
Just-
the cats?
Well, Vivian got to experience the cats because the dog was not there. So when the dog's not there, the cats come out and they have a personality.
Yes, they do.
How did you enjoy staying at my house?
I thoroughly enjoyed it. Thank you.
Yeah.
It was very fun.
Would you do it again?
Would I? Yeah,
Yeah.
I would. Absolutely. It's
Would you
beautiful.
do it with Kevin there?
She didn't say.
I didn't say that.
I consider it.
But no, I had a really good time. It was really
Yeah.
enjoyed it. I went through half his things. It was great.
Yeah.
She did. Yeah, she found.
She's a
lot of
curious
stuff.
What's
soul.
the most interesting thing you found, and where's my produce?
I did. You did send her photos because I was eating produce off the trees.
Well, I assigned you one job.
I know. I can
Bring
get it
me
today.
some grapefruit and lemons
You
from
did assign-
Kevin's house,
Yeah.
and I got nothing. I
Oh,
should
I'll
have
bring
just
'em. Just tell me. I'll
asked
bring
you.
'em. Yeah, I'm more responsible anyway.
I took a bike for a bike ride.
Yeah. Then you found something else too.
What did I find?
You were looking for a power outlet.
Oh, I did. I did. I found a back massager vibrator,
Oh.
which I used.
Strictly for backs?
It was behind his bed and it was charged. And I was
Secretly,
like,
it was cleaned and
Yeah.
secretly placed.
There you go.
yep. And I was like, excellent. Thank you.
Well, that was my Easter egg hunt for you.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
appreciate that.
And then you found my special chocolate selection pile.
Yep. I found a chocolate, little hidden area of chocolate covered marshmallows. I ate a few of those. I'm trying to think what I can't think of anything right now off the top of my head. I found a lot of things.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I sanitized most of it.
Well,
though.
good. All right. Well, as usual, the hour has come and gone.
Already.
Wow.
Yeah. And we'd certainly love to hear your sugar dating stories, questions, or comments at our website at secretsofasugardaddy.com. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram. We always need more followers, and we always post some funny things there. And go to our website, go all the way down the bottom. You're going to see a program called OMG Yes. Click on that. If you sign up, or you will get a nice course on how to pleasure a woman properly. Vivian, thanks for coming.
Thank you for having me. Thank
Lily, always a pleasure.
Yep.
Kevin, I want to hear more about this experiment with
Marcus,
ChatGPT.
Thank you so much.
All right.
I love all of you.
All right. Until
Oh, he just said the L word.
yeah.
And none of us said it back. How awkward is that?
No, that's why I like it.
All right. Until next time. Bye-bye.
Thanks for joining us. If you'd like to connect or even be on the show, we'd love to hear from you at secretsofasugardaddy.com.